Interest in the British monarchy spans the globe. But in the US it occupies a special place, spurred in recent years by the impact of media productions and real-life events. These range from successful TV shows such as The Crown and the marriage of American actress Meghan Markle to Prince Harry. News of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex's relocation to California made headlines in the US, but even minor royals don't go unnoticed. James Vaughan, Assistant Director of British Studies at the University of Texas at Austin, told the BBC in 2018. The status Britain's monarchy has in US popular culture is extreme and a 20th century phenomenon. In the 18th and 19th centuries the monarchy was viewed as the chief of the old world. A redoubt of privilege and hereditary status, at odds with the new republic's freedom. But the coronation of Queen Elizabeth II was a huge event in the US, and the phenomenon has continued from there. Even former US President Barack Obama was aware of his country's fascination with the royal family. According to a 2015 report by The Telegraph, Prince Charles was forced to offer some consoling words to Mr. Obama. After the US president observed that the American public preferred British royals to their own politicians. As the pair posed for the cameras in the Oval Office 5 years ago, Mr. Obama said, "I think it's fair to say that the American people are quite fond of the royal family. They like them much better than they like their own politicians." The Prince of Wales rebutted, "I don't believe that." He then tried to rescue the moment by recalling his visit to the home of revolutionary leader George Washington the day before. He said, "I tell you what was nice was going back to Mount Vernon yesterday. Camilla, the Duchess of Cornwall, was wearing an oyster-colored coat dress and a diamond brooch and sat on a sofa to her husband's right." As the two men made small talk for the cameras during their 3-day visit to Washington, D.C. and Louisville, Kentucky. According to a throwback report by The Guardian. It was not entirely clear whether the comments were intended just for public consumption either. The report said, though carried out in front of a pack of several dozen journalists during a so-called pool spray before their private meeting. The quiet exchange could not be heard by those standing just a couple of feet away. Instead, it was picked up by a boom mic deployed by an Associated Press radio journalist and relayed by a White House pool reporter. At the time, the former U.S. president's personal approval ratings had been underwater for much of his second term. His weekly Gallup rating languished at 47%. Meanwhile, a CNN poll of American voters from 2012 found the Queen with an 82% approval rating. With Prince William on 77% and Prince Charles at 57%, 10 points higher than his host. According to a more recent YouGov poll commissioned by The Economist in 2019. Her Majesty is still the most favorable of the entire British monarchy in the US. The poll of 1,500 American adults asked, "Do you have a favorable or an unfavorable opinion of the following people?" and proceeded to list senior members of the royal family. Respondents could answer very favorable, somewhat unfavorable, very unfavorable, and don't know. The Queen came out on top in the poll, with 69% choosing either very favorable or somewhat favorable. The late Princess Diana and her sons Prince William and Prince Harry also received significant backing. Princess Diana, Prince William and Prince Harry came in joint second, with 63%. Sister-in-laws Meghan Markle and Kate Middleton trailed their husbands, on 58% and 61% respectively. Older members of the royal family received mid-level popularity. Favorability. Prince Charles, the first in line to the throne, received mixed backing from the American respondents. 42% said they viewed him favorably, only slightly ahead of those who deemed him unfavorable, 34%. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle agreed with the Queen not to use their royal titles in conjunction with their work following Megxit. But the press release announcing Harry's memoir refers to him by his Duke of Sussex title. Is Harry breaching the pact he made with the Queen? Prince Harry and Meghan Markle quit royal life in 2020 and in the agreement they reached with the Queen about their exit from the firm. They promised not to use their Duke and Duchess of Sussex titles in conjunction with their commercial working going forward. The terms of the Megxit deal are even outlined on the couple's Sussex Royal website, which was set up shortly before they announced their step-down. In a section of the website titled Spring 2020 Transition Details, a statement explaining the terms of Megxit says, "As agreed and set out in January, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex will retain their HRH prefix, thereby formally remaining known as His Royal Highness the Duke of Sussex and Her Royal Highness the Duchess of Sussex. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex will no longer actively use their HRH titles, as they will no longer be working members of the family as of spring 2020. But despite this, Harry and Meghan have continued to trade off their HRH styles and titles. And Meghan's children's book The Bench was published under Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, in January this year. Prince Harry's tell-all memoir is due out next year, and while it hasn't been confirmed that he will publish the book under his Duke of Sussex title, a press release announcing the project seems to hint he might. A statement from Harry's publishers about the book uses his Duke of Sussex title. The Penguin Random House press release announcing the book is titled, Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, will publish a literary memoir with Penguin Random House, globally in late 2022. The publisher's statement reads, Penguin Random House is honored to announce that it will publish a forthcoming memoir by Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex. The statement added, in an intimate and heartfelt memoir from one of the most fascinating and influential global figures of our time, Prince Harry will share, for the very first time, the definitive account of the experiences, adventures, losses, and life lessons that have helped shape him, covering his lifetime in the public eye from childhood to the present day, including his dedication to service, the military duty that twice took him to the front lines of Afghanistan, and the joy he has found in being a husband and father. Prince Harry will offer an honest and captivating personal portrait, one that shows readers that behind everything they think they know lies an inspiring, courageous, and uplifting human story. In reference to his book, Harry is quoted as saying, "I'm writing this not as the prince I was born but as the man I have become. I've worn many hats over the years, both literally and figuratively, and my hope is that in telling my story, the highs and lows, the mistakes, the lessons learned, I can help show that no matter where we come from, we have more in common than we think." Harry added, "I'm deeply grateful for the opportunity to share what I've learned over the course of my life so far, and excited for people to read a first-hand account of my life that's accurate and wholly truthful." If Harry's book is published under his Duke of Sussex title, then it will be in clear breach of the agreement he and Meghan made with the Queen. The fact they are continuing to use their Sussex titles in connection with their commercial work flies in the face with the Megxit pact they made in 2020. At the time of their royal exit, Harry explained he and Meghan wished to quit the firm to pursue a more peaceful life in the USA. However, since their step-down, they have continued to thrust themselves into the public eye, most notably during their March sit-down with Oprah Winfrey, in which they launched a series of damning attacks against the royal household. News of Harry's memoir is understood to have sent shockwaves through the monarchy, as palace aides fear they will be unable to respond properly to any damaging claims the prince might make in his book. There is also speculation the Sussexes could be uninvited from the Queen's Platinum Jubilee celebrations next year amid fears ongoing royal drama could see them overshadow the event. The Duke and Duchess of Cambridge's love story started almost 20 years ago, when the two were freshers at the University of St Andrews in Fife. Kate reportedly caught William's eye at a charity fashion show in 2002, when she appeared on the stage wearing a see-through lace dress. The couple's relationship became public after they were pictured skiing in Closters together, and in June 2005, the prince and his girlfriend looked very much in love on the day of their graduation ceremony. After dating on and off for 5 years, in early 2007, rumors spread that Prince William might finally propose to Kate on her 25th birthday on January 9th. However, despite the rumors, Prince William decided against proposing to his long-term girlfriend and broke up with her in April of that year. The second in line to the throne reportedly started feeling claustrophobic in the relationship, but the split only lasted for a few months, and the pair were back together by July 2007. According to a newly resurfaced report, there was another reason why the Duke of Edinburgh might have decided to call it off with his university sweetheart. In a 2007 report in the Sunday Express, royal correspondent Camilla Tominey revealed William was not sure about his feelings. Ms. Tominey quotes a royal source as saying, after they split up, William confided to his grandparents that he was not sure if he loved Kate enough. Now they are back together, the Queen wants William to do the right thing, either marry the girl or let her go. She would rather they break up for good now than get married only to have it end in divorce in 5 years' time. But if Kate is the one, then a 5-year courtship is long enough. Prince Philip has told William he cannot keep stringing along Kate forever. The source also noted that William was not a normal 25-year-old and royals do not have long engagements. Despite the claims, the now Duke of Cambridge took 3 more years before getting down on one knee. He proposed to Kate in 2010, while the two were on holiday in Kenya. During an interview with CNN, William said he wanted the proposal to really mean something, and explained why that time and location seemed the perfect opportunity. He said, "I regularly daydream. Africa is definitely one of the places I go to. It does completely settle me down. Kate understands what it means to me being in Africa, and my love of conservation. I didn't really plan it that far in advance. I just knew I wanted it to feel comfortable where I did it." Kate and William married at Westminster Abbey on April 29, 2011, in what has been billed the wedding of the 21st century. They are now the proud parents of Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis. Speculation over a royal rift between Prince Charles and his younger brother Prince Edward have been dismissed by royal expert Richard Fitzwilliams. Speaking to Royal UK Story, the commentator said it would be unthinkable for the Prince of Wales to deny the Earl of Wessex of his right to the Dukedom of Edinburgh. Mr. Fitzwilliams said, "I'm amazed this was given credence. The Dukedom of Edinburgh was promised before Edward and Sophie married in 1999, that he would one day inherit it. At the moment it's with Prince Charles. It's understood that when he ascends the throne, Edward, who is the trustee of the Duke of Edinburgh award scheme, will inherit it. The whole story doesn't ring true. The idea that when Charles ascends the throne, he would in some way not honor what had been previously pledged is unthinkable in my view. I don't understand why this has been given any credence." During a recent interview with the Daily Telegraph, Prince Edward and his wife Sophie Wessex revealed that the late Prince Philip had expressly asked that the couple take on his title after he passed away. Prince Edward recently described the prospect of becoming the Duke of Edinburgh as bittersweet. He said, "It's a very bittersweet role to take on because the only way the title can come to me is after both my parents have actually passed away. It has to go back to the crown first. The title is currently with Prince Charles, the heir to the throne, who can bestow the title once he becomes king." Speaking to Royal UK Story, Mr. Fitzwilliams continued, "Edward and Sophie, the Wessexes, are absolutely pivotal members of the royal family. And never more so than now when Harry and Meghan have stepped down and Andrew is no longer a working royal. So far as this business that it's in any way linked to a so-called slimmed-down monarchy is absolute nonsense. How could it be? It's his title, it was Edward's father's title, and it was promised to him, and it will go to him." What the story proves is how easy it is in the days of social media for anything to get instant publicity and a certain amount of credence. I just simply don't understand how the idea that Charles would not honor what had previously been promised. Since Prince Harry and Meghan Markle decided to withdraw from their roles as senior royals, Prince Edward and Sophie have increased their public profile. They are now part of the Marvelous Seven, the senior royals who frequently represent the Queen at official engagements. This includes Prince William and Kate, Prince Charles and the Duchess of Cornwall and Princess Anne. As for the future of the senior working royals, Richard Fitzwilliams said, "The fact is that Charles has always talked about a slimmed-down monarchy. What he wants is to present a more modern royal family, but that's a completely different thing. The royal family is already slimmed down in its senior ranks. Prince Edward has already been handed many of his father's former responsibilities, including the patronage and leadership of the Duke of Edinburgh Award. As the Queen's youngest son, he is currently 13th in line to the throne. He resides at Bagshot Park with his wife and 2 children, Lady Louise Windsor and James, Viscount Severn.